go a little bit more in depth. I'll go a little bit slower on this one. Crosshatching is like you're making an X or a hashtag, that kind of thing. It's all in the wrist. So I'll use large brush for an example here, and then we'll do a little bit on this canvas. This canvas, we're gonna do some crosshatching with some blue and some white, just because I'm gonna use it for a couple other examples and other short little clips. So when you're crosshatching, it's all in tilting your wrist, so we're not rolling the brush, okay? We're gonna use the wide side, we're gonna do a little brush stroke one way, we tilt our wrist and we do a brush stroke the other way. So you see how my wrist, it's kind of like we're making a little bit of an infinity symbol or a figure eight. That's the motion, nice and slow like that. Now, as you practice it, you start getting quicker and quicker, and you move till you're going really quick. It's just to give the background some texture, because we don't want solid background sometimes. Sometimes we want to see little bits of those brush strokes. So with this one, I'm going to do a bunch of cross-hatching with a little bit of blue and white. Now another thing that I usually say when we're doing paintings is we generally have the outside of the painting a little bit darker and the center of it a little bit lighter. Reason being is if the outside is a little bit darker and the center is a bit lighter, it's going to draw your eye to the center of that canvas. And it's just going to pull you right there. So you're going to look in the center versus looking on the outside. So let's start this off. I'll do a few with this large brush. We'll take it nice and slow. So I'm going to do a little bit of blue first. Just a little bit of blue on my brush. We're going to do some cross-hatching around the outside of this. So let's turn this so you guys can see a little bit better. We're doing a little brush stroke one way, turning our wrist and doing a brush stroke the other way. Now we don't want these in perfectly straight lines. That's why when you're starting out, you do just a couple slow ones, and then you do need to pick up the pace so that they're a little bit random. Back and forth. See how it gives us that texture? We're not looking for it to be absolutely perfect. We don't want it perfect. Short little brush strokes, little bits of paint. And that's some cross-hatching. Now, with blue still on my brush, there's still that little bit on there. I'm just gonna grab a little bit of white and we're gonna keep cross-hatching. I'm trying to go nice and slow for you, so you guys can see. Sometimes with this, I forget that I'm doing it, and it's just muscle memory. My hand picks up the pace and just goes nice and quick. So the other thing with cross-hatching is you don't want to go over the same spot too many times, because if I keep cross-hatching, say right here, it's all just going to turn the same color, and we're not going to get that texture that we have. Right? See how we can see the different colors of blues and the different brush strokes. If we keep brushing in the same spot, we're not going to get that. Little bits of paint at a time. See how it kind of blends together? It gives us like our dark, those couple of little brush strokes. Now it turns light. Small amounts at a time. Again, it's practice. Starting slow and then just moving a little quicker. We want all of that texture. The other thing with cross-hatching is if you don't like your first coat, do not stress about it. Because once it's dry, you can go back and you can do a second coat on top of it. There's always a way to fix it. Nothing wrong with that. Maybe we'll take a little bit more blue on my brush and we'll add a little bit more right up here. And you can do this with absolutely any colors. The same technique, the same brush strokes back and forth, making little X's. Here we go. that is cross-hatching. Nice and simple. We'll get a little bit more down here just in case. So I am going to use this canvas for a couple other videos. I figure we'll turn this one into a little bit of a landscape as we go through this, and I'll show you the different techniques on blending and clouds, maybe throw some happy little trees in there. But that is cross-hatching. Perfect, thanks.